Keep yourself cool. Original taste. Just Great Britain. Yeah, it is, look, original. Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we're going to be installing some, well, what's it called? We're going to be installing some, oh shit, what's it called? We're going to be installing some lowering springs on, not this car. We're not going to be installing it on this car, but we're going to be installing it on this random LEXUS IS200. I have no idea whose it is, but it would be nice to install these lowered lowering springs for the IS200. These are for the front. Currently we're on stock struts at the front. We have actually already done the rears off camera, but the rears is pretty easy. It's literally just the 3 bolts on top in the boot and then 1 bolt underneath. So the rears is super easy, but the front supposedly is a bit more involved. But in today's video, we're going to be showing you guys how to do it in literally 2 steps. I'm not messing with you guys, but yeah, let's get started. Before we start, literally all you guys are going to need is spring compressors, 12mm, 10mm, 17 for the bottom bolt, a ring spanner. Optional, you might need a hammer, and if you guys have one of these, you can always use it and make your job a bit more easier. Also, just help yourself to a little hairbrush, so in case you guys are a bit itchy or anything, because obviously, you know, if you're working with rust, it gets a bit dusty, so you just like itch yourself. Guys, before you start, just make sure you have your beverage, your cold beverages, because a job like this, yeah, it's essential. It's essential. You need it. If you don't have this, then what are you doing? Right, so obviously the first step, just jack up the vehicle. Just taking off the bolts now. Alright, so before we start taking any bolts out, what we've done is we've soaked the bolts we're going to be removing in WD-40, just so it's a bit more easier to take off and it's not stuck on the bolt, whatever. But the other 2 bolts, literally just 2 bolts, put some over there, that one, and the actual main bolt, I don't know if you guys can see, that one over there. And if that's not enough, you can always just get out your hairbrush and just, yeah, give it a nice, give it a little comb. Alright, so firstly, we're going to remove that bolt over there with a 10mm. There you go, first bolt removed. Alright, so once we've done that, we're just going to crack the top 3 bolts. We're not going to remove it completely, just going to crack it open. So once you crack the top 3 bolts, we're now going to be using the spring compressors. We're going to just clamp them onto the actual spring, just so we can get a bit more clearance. Alright, so we got the spring compressors on, clamped onto the bottom, and then just on top of one of the springs over there. Once you've got the compressors on, we're now going to do, it's a final step pretty much. So we're going to remove the bottom bolt. So put the spanner on one side, on the left side, and the 17 on the other side. Again, we're going to be using power tools, but you can always use hand tools. It should work just fine. Alright, so now just once you've done that, just remove the top 3 nuts. As a fun part, I'm going to be standing on the caliper just so I can actually get some weight on it and basically clear these, make sure these go down. But just as you can see, just turn the steering wheel to the right, just so we can get a bit more clearance and it'll be a bit more easier to put out the strut. Pull it out on the left. Do be careful of the brake line, you don't want to rip it or tear it. And yeah, there you have it guys. That's the old strut removed in literally 2 steps. And yeah, there you have it. The only issue you're probably going to come across is space and filming. But if you do have 2 people, literally just get someone to stand on the caliper, you know, to jump on it, do a little dance on it, and then yeah, it should with a bit of playing around with it, it should come out nice and easily. Right, so we're just removing the spring compressors now off the old strut because we're going to be installing those onto our new lowering springs. And every day is beautiful when you trust in this qadr. It's only a matter of time. Stay on the straight path. Make sure the bolts are aligned properly. At the top you should see the 3 bolts sticking out the 3 holes now, and just put one on just so it doesn't fall back through. So what I'm going to do now, again, I'm just going to jump on the caliper, create a bit more space, just so hopefully we should be able to slide that just in there. Right, so it's now in position. Obviously all we're going to do now is just bolt it in, and once we bolt that part in, obviously we're going to be tying up the top. So just get the ring spanner on the left side and the 17 on the other side. Okay, so once the bottom bolt is tied up, just get 10mm and tighten that one just over there. So once that's done, the final step, just tying up the top 3 bolts on the top of the strut. Using a 12mm to tighten these up.
Sunshines, all I see is smiles. All I want is more time. Drove too many miles, running out of daylight, fighting through these trials. But I keep saying I'm fine. Guess I'm in denial. Feeling like a light in a pitch black room, fighting with these demons and they hit back too. Sealing all these cracks on slip back through. If I have a daughter, call her Leah, man. Trying to run away from Jahalia.
Job like this, yeah, it's essential. It's essential. You need it. If you don't have this, then what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm begging, I'm pleading. Your bullets from burners and blood keep on spinning along. Praying for peace. The brother we love is deceased. They don't even know how this goes. They don't even know our woes. For losing my step like I'm losing my toes. The weight of my thoughts trying to keep my head strong. Everybody say that they love you, only when you're dead and gone.
Right, so as guys can see, the new lowering spring is now on, and literally all we done, removed the top 3 bolts using a 12mm, removed the bottom bolt using a 17. Is it gonna focus? Yeah, the bottom bolt using a 17 and a 10mm just to remove this little bolt over here. And that's it, guys. Basically 2 major steps, the bottom bolt and the top 3. Obviously that's just a minor, that'll take you like what, a few seconds, but yeah, no caliper, we don't have to remove no caliper, no ball joints. Literally that's it in 2 major steps. Honestly, the hardest part, it wasn't that hard, but it's literally just getting clearance and actually removing the strut. But just play around with it a bit and yeah, it will eventually come out. And yeah, obviously guys, make sure everything's torqued up to the right setting and get your cold beverage. Keep yourself cool. Original taste, just great bit. Yeah, it is original. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.